Question, well, Mr. Louis Ng, next question.
So littering in public places, littering in public places is an offence under Section 17 of the Environmental Public Health Act 1987. This covers littering in a range of scenarios, including high-rise littering. There is no separate legislative provision for high-rise littering.
Mr. Louis Ng.
Thank you, sir. I thank SMS for the short reply. I do know there's no separate legislation, but the question is really why are we enforcing so much on high-rise littering, and of course why so little on second-hand smoke when it's very similar, and the second-hand smoke is actually easier to detect than high-rise littering.
Well, this is a stealth question on second-hand smoke. With regards to the comment about, why so many enforcement actions, I suppose, on high-rise littering, if I recall correctly, there are also many questions in the House regarding why there is not enough action taken against high-rise littering. So the verdict is out there. But having said that, this question about second-hand smoke, I think the member have asked a similar question a number of times in this House, and I have given replies as to the reason why it is there is technological limitations in enforcement against second-hand smoke in homes. I think enforcement of second-hand smoke in homes really is distinctively more challenging than high-rise littering. As I've said, I've answered this before, so at the risk of sounding like a broken record, let me just briefly highlight some key points that I have actually shared in my previous replies. Firstly, of course, technological limitations and also privacy issues and concerns for second-hand smoke. It is not a question of just catching an image of the physical object, but also capturing the heat signature as proof of the smoking act. So you need not just optical cameras, but also thermal surveillance cameras. And there is a limited range of such surveillance cameras. And you need to put it off the ground, which means it will be highly intrusive because it does not only train into the suspected unit, but also other units. So we need to continue to monitor technological developments and innovations in this area to see if it is feasible in future, along with also what's being practiced overseas. But having said that, we are not resting on our laurels. Let me assure the member that we are as concerned about this issue as he is, and we are looking at various ways to address this. We fully empathize with the person who is actually experiencing this issue. So in addition to monitoring technological developments, we are also intensifying our education and outreach efforts, working with the community, with HPB, with various stakeholders, to really look at community solutions, right? In line with our aspiration to build an inclusive, gracious society. So we need to raise awareness, and appeal to smokers, of course, to be more civic-minded and socially gracious, and appeal to all stakeholders to come together to resolve this amicably. In addition, as you have heard from the Second Minister for Law, that there is an interagency ministry committee that is looking at revising or enhancing the community mediation framework to increase accessibility for such disputes to be resolved amicably as far as possible. And then last year, MND, together with MSO and HDB, has actually issued a joint call for proposals on tackling second-hand smoke from neighbouring homes, actually essentially looking for solutions like sensors as well as solutions to reduce the second-hand smoke at source or to prevent the second-hand smoke from entering the neighbouring units. So I think, the practice is not static. We continue to look at how we can better address this issue, and we will continue to monitor and review our smoking regulations from time to time. So it is an answer to a high-rise littering question.